first note that it's O-T-H-R and not O-D-R, a common anglicized version of Norse and Scandinavian languages in general, turns that F, which is a letter that's the TH, like in whether or then or the, like go thee, not go thee, right? So it's spelled O-T-H-R, or if you want to spell in runes, it's Othala Thursaz Raido. Just like Ulfedin is Ulfedin and not Ulfedin. Again, another common anglicized version. Just because the F kind of looks like a D. Why the Scandinavians created it that way whenever they switched over to a Roman alphabet, because they didn't actually use runes. They primarily used the Romanized alphabet. Why they even created the F is beyond me, but it exists, so just be aware of that whenever you're looking at Old Norse in general. So that being said, Othr is essentially it's passion, fury. It is inspiration. It's the eureka moment. It's that little bit that pushes you forward, right? It's that energy that we have, that we feel. I've talked a little bit about that adrenal rush that I get and have to hold back frequently. And that is that Othr energy. And of course, Odin, the god, Odin, right? Which, again, anglicized D, right? Is the inspirer of Othr, the inspirer of passion, of madness, of fury. This is why Odin is both a god of wizards, Vitki, if you will, Berserker, and artists. I mean, obviously we see it in Berserker. In the lore, Berserker are literally called Odin's men. Odin is also very much that archetype of shamanism, and Vitki are essentially the closest thing that in the Norse we have to sorcerer, like a legit mage, right? By the way, mage has an interesting etymological root with Zoroastrianism, but maybe I'll rant about that some other time. But Vitki are actually rune masters, and Odin, when he hung on Yggdrasil for 9 days and 9 nights, he took up the runes, right? So the runes are associated with Odin and with his sacrifice. That's actually one of the reasons that runes are commonly written in red, or sometimes, and I don't necessarily agree with this, but sometimes they're also written in blood to signify that sacrifice. That's also why a common way to make runes is by using the branch from a fruit-bearing plant. And that's because the fruit represents life and sacrifice. So we see he's a god of inspiring that Othr in Vitki as well. And then, of course, artists. We have the triple horns, and that symbol comes from Odin's mead of poetry. So Odin inspires that Othr in artists as well. We think about the stereotype of the mad artist. One could even go so far as to say that magical practitioners have a little bit of that madness inspiration, that eureka moment. And then in modern times, one could even say that people of science have a eureka moment. Well, they have that Othr sometimes, that aha. In fact, eureka was, I believe it was Archimedes, if it's not, I'll correct it when I edit this, who, when he sat down in the tub and realized that the water rose up, that he was displacing the water, and that was how they could measure these golden pots for the king. According to the legend, he yelled eureka and I believe ran down the hall naked. Those wacky Greeks. So Othr is divine inspiration. It's passion, right? It's fury. It can be the Berserker rage, that Gengar, or it can be the artist who is painting up a storm. I obviously draw. That's something that will happen to me, is I'll get in the moment and trying to create this thing. I also do a little bit of writing, and who knows if I'll ever publish that. But again, it's that inspiration, that divine passion. And that brings me to another reason why I'm bringing it up. If you're not familiar with my videos, a lot of the times I have some kind of larger philosophical reason for bringing up things, and I like to expand on certain ideas because I believe that we should all expand on certain ideas. It's up to us to study and learn from the Norse philosophy and figure out if parts of it are adaptable to modern life, adaptable to our lives, or if certain things should be disregarded. So one of the things with Othr, and more specifically if you identify with Berserker, Ulfwithin, or even if you're just Drengr and you want to assert yourself in this world, modern society is not very conducive to us being angry people. And I don't think that there was ever really a society where being a total prick was a good idea. Something that I have learned in my 34 years on this globe is that you catch more flies with honey. Being a dick doesn't always work out, even if your name is Richard, which it is. Mine is. For me, things have always worked better in a mutual understanding. I like treating people like adults, and I don't want to have to babysit people. I don't want to have to yell at people. I've had shitty bosses that have yelled at people. I've had people under me that I've had to stay calm with and guide them along. So with Othr specifically, my understanding and my advice is to learn to direct it. It shouldn't be blind anger, but we should also not repress it, because that's bad. Like I was talking about a little bit in my Wolf Droppings video on the Joker movie, when we repress that shadow side of ourselves, right? So the shadow is the certain things that we push back, we push down. And when we do that, those things tend to fester and boil, especially if we're in a bit more of a negative situation. So like for me, I don't have a whole lot of time these days because I'm the sole provider for a family of 3, but working out, lifting weights. Like I said, I don't go to the gym as frequently as I would like, but that's one of the ways that I take that Othr energy and I direct it towards something that will make me better. And the way I see it, the world has enough pain without adding to it. I don't want to ruin somebody's life or take somebody's loved one away. I would much rather, like I was talking about about mutualism, I want to treat people like adults. I want to not have to worry about other people, so I don't micromanage. I'm not here to babysit, and I'm not going to go around treating people like dirt. Respect is the default. I try to be extra polite to people, especially when I'm in uniform, because I know that, I got a belt full of gear. I don't have the authority of cops, but people don't always know what security guards can and can't do. It behooves me to smile, be nice, have that little bit of customer service, because you catch more flies with honey. It's a cliche for a reason, right? Especially if that honey is mead. So find the thing that you can direct your passion to, whether that's something artistic, something physical, maybe even a sport, or your job maybe. A lot of times our jobs can cause us stress, especially if that's our main focus. I know that's one of the things I've been dealing with for the past year or so, trying to balance work stress and supporting a family and all. And I'm sure there's a lot of people out there that are. So it's really important for our mental health, to be honest, to direct that Othr energy towards something that will benefit us, because you're feeling that passion in you. Don't focus that on a loved one or a stranger even. Do something that will make you feel better, and will improve your life in some way. I'll put a couple of links to articles about Othr in the description. There's one from Norse Mythology for smart people. That site in general is pretty interesting. He's selling a book at the end of it. I've never picked up the book, so I can't speak to its legitimacy or how good it is, but the website for sure is pretty interesting. It's a good browse. So remember to like, subscribe, comment, do the thing. Patreon, Subscribe Star, Teespring, Redbubble, all down there. I know it's been kind of a bit since I've posted. Actually, I'm filming this before I'm done editing my Joker review, so this might come out first since it's shorter. Yeah, we had the power outage in California, our second one, 2019, and there's supposed to be a third one coming up on, I believe it's Tuesday, 29th, so Halloween might get pretty interesting if they don't turn the power on. I guess PG&E lit Sonoma on fire on accident, so that's shitty. Hopefully those people do pretty well. One of the companies I work for is actually out of Sonoma County, so thinking about reaching out to them. Hope they're alright. It's a pretty good company too. I'd say their name, but I don't want to without them telling me that it's okay. But yeah, it's definitely one of the better companies to work for. And I've actually, the other day when I was, yesterday, because the power went out yesterday as I'm filming this, the chevron across from one of the sites I'm at, there was a guy there who said that his sister was actually one of the head people for PG&E in Humboldt. And he is known for like a week, and they give us like 2-day head start, so I don't know what's going on with PG&E, but hopefully they get it figured out. Definitely, I'm a fan of breaking the company up into smaller parts because they're just absolutely massive and don't seem to really be doing the proper upkeep that it takes to not light people's houses on fire. So anyway, that's my small rant about why I haven't posted / why the power's out. As I'm filming this right now, I'm actually in a building with no power, and I'm being illuminated by the sun that is going down and a lamp that my phone is sitting against. So, whatever. Skald!